If you like the video, please like and subscribe.
Alright, so tonight we are going to go through on a little bit of a better video. I'm building a turboed small block Chevy, the cost of it, and at the end of the video I'll kind of go over the rest of the car, just tell people what I have into it. I've been getting a tons of comments and questions about what's this, what's that, what are the specs here, what are you using, all sorts of stuff on the whole car. So I figured I'd just make this video. I think it'll be really useful. I'll try to make it as short and sweet and to the point, but thorough enough to where people can really understand what it costs to make this happen, and it's actually very affordable. So here we go. Also at the end of the video, I'll throw in some clips of the car making pulls from the interior, exterior, stuff like that. The car makes 11 pounds right now, a boost, and I'll go over some of that on the car here in a second. All right. So what we have here is, this is a 2-bolt main. I know in previous videos I said this is a 4-bolt main block. It's not. It's actually a 2-bolt main. This is the original motor that matches, number matching car, whatever. It's the original Chevy 350 that came in this car. So like I said, Chevy 350. Cylinder heads are some Speedmaster Pro Comp aluminum cylinder heads. It has a Comp 292H cam. I just had it laying around. The whole purpose of this build is a budget build. Do it as cheap as possible, but still have fun with it. The cam I have actually was in another motor I had. I just pulled it out. It happened to be what it was. I threw it in this thing, and it's been in there ever since, before I even turboed the car. Alright, so basic setup. Small block Chevy, aluminum heads, aluminum intake. Built my own blow-through carb. Turbo's a GT45. We're on 11 pounds of boost right now. Once again, everything was budget. Wastegate, that was from Amazon. Let's see, I got a little list here. I'll try to show that so y'all can pause it. This is all the pricing on the whole car, so I'm kind of going to refer back to that. So the wastegate was 63 bucks. I did put a 7-pound spring in it. I am, like I said, running 11 pounds, so I do have a little bit of boost creep going on, but the car's been handling it just fine. Let's see, let's just go down the list here. Alright, we already did the heads cam. It has Comp roller rockers in it. I got those second hand, once again, 75 bucks. They're 1.5 ratio, nothing fancy once again. The push rods are just like some factory push rods out of a Blueprint engine. Once again, I had them laying around, didn't cost me a damn thing. The intake. So this is a 4-speed manual car, so I'm running a dual plane intake, which most people don't do on blow-through setups. Single plane is going to make better power. The problem I had with the single plane, I really had to rev the shit out of this thing to even get the car going from a stoplight, because it's street driven. So I went with a dual plane. Some people go with a single plane. It really doesn't make a difference. Let's see. Valve covers, just some shit. Amazon valve covers. Catch can and line. Those are 57 bucks. I made a video about that. I welded in some dash 10 bungs, ran 2 dash 10 lines over to a catch can over there. I ran this turbo setup without that for a while. I just had breathers, and it was just puking a little bit of oil, hitting the headers, causing some smoking issues. Oh, let's see, the headers, and these are prices I paid. I built this thing 1.5 years, 2 years ago. So the headers were actually 270 bucks. I did have to modify them. They're just some cheap Amazon ones. But I had to modify them because the car is a manual trans car. The Z-bar that goes over to the block was hitting it. The turbo, like I said, this is an eBay GT45. It cost me 213 bucks. And it's been a trooper, man. I've really beat the shit out of this thing, and it just keeps going. So that's awesome. As far as the exhaust goes, so I know like people get discouraged because they don't think they can do things. Anything here anybody can do. As far as the exhaust goes, I do build exhaust for a living. So I built it myself. But if you were to bring this car to an exhaust shop or something, you're looking at probably 100 bucks between the pipe, bending it, and the time to put it on. Make the one weld. I know the exhaust flange I had to buy, and that was $36 in itself, just for the flange. But like I said, this would cost you probably 100 bucks if you just walked in. It shouldn't be much more than that. I mean, it literally goes right there, right out the fender. The blow-off valve, 36 bucks. I did put a different, no I did. That was just 36 bucks. Once again, cheap Amazon stuff. let's see. The fuel rail is 48 bucks, but you're gonna use that on any double pumper. I'll go over the carb quick. So the carb I built myself. It is a blow-through conversion. It's a very, 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 very easy thing to do. If you're just doing this for fun and you're on a budget, this is the way to go. Now, if you're racing every weekend, you want the fastest car out there, probably just go ahead and go buy a blow-through carburetor. But so this is a Proform 650. It has down leg boosters. The 750s come with annular boosters, but I didn't really need a 750 for the application. They already come with nitro floats. They already come with jet extensions. The choke horn's already milled off. So my jetting in this thing, I have 71 primaries, 78 secondaries. My air bleeds are 73s. My high speed bleeds are 35s. Primary and secondary nozzle, the squirters are both 31s, and I have a 4.5 inch power valve in it. So what I did when I went to go build this thing, for one, the carb itself was damn near set up. Like, you have to drill out the PCVRs, just a hair, just follow the Hanger 18 fab instructions. So you gotta drill those out, and on the base plate, you gotta take one little check ball out and the thing's ready to run. You could literally convert a brand new carb like this to blow through in 20 minutes. Very, very, very simple. And it's been an awesome carburetor. I love it. I'll definitely run another one on my next turbo build. Let's see what else if I'm forgetting as far as the turbo goes. I mean, I have a boost gauge. I really need to put a wideband in this car, and this car doesn't have it. Yeah, I need that. But it seems to be running good. I'd rather run a little rich than a little lean, so that's the way I have it set up. I get tons of questions about my timing setup, so don't let the timing setup discourage you guys. I mean, if you're running a low boost on a small block Chevy, the way I have my timing set up, and I'm not telling anybody to do it this way, but this is the way I have it, and I haven't had any problems. It is set up just like an exact normal small block Chevy. No weird computers. I mean, vacuum is hooked up, everything. I did put a mechanical advance kit in here so it wouldn't advance as much. I think I'm in 12 initial, and I know I'm 32 all in. When I say all in, that's with the vacuum hooked up. That's mechanical all in at like 3,500 RPMs. Now, my theory behind this is basically under boost, you're supposed to be retarding the timing. So what I figured was happening, and it's worked so far, so I don't know if this is right. I figured what was happening is this is actually going to get boost under boost also, so it's actually going to push and retard the vacuum advance. And I haven't had any spark knock, anything like that. I mean, I don't race this car. It's a straight car. But it's fun. It's a blast, and that's the way I did it. So as far as a budget build, I think it's a perfectly fine way to go. So you don't need no crazy MSD box or whatever to retard timing. So don't let that discourage you. As far as the fuel pressure regulator, I do have a boost reference fuel pressure regulator. Once again, Amazon, like 40 or 50 bucks. Goes right to the carb hat there. So basically I have my fuel pressure set at 6 PSI, just regular running, and as it's 1-to-1. So 1 pound of boost equals 1 pound of fuel pressure. So at 11 pounds of boost, I'm actually running 17 pounds of fuel pressure. As far as the fuel pump goes, I'll actually crawl underneath the car back here and show you guys what I did. And at the end of the day, there's 10 different ways to skin a cat. This is just the way I did it. So hopefully this shows up. Oh man, that's lots of cobwebs. This is an Amazon pump. It's like 50 or 60 bucks, I think, or 30 bucks. It's 43 PSI pump. I ran dash 6 lines from the tank all the way to the front. And then what I did as far as the return off the regulator, I ran it through the old supply line on the car. So it was just a larger 3/8 line. And that's the way I did it. A lot of people say, oh, you need dash 8, you need this and that. For a budget, low boost, small block, I haven't had a single problem with fueling at all. Man, that's really it, guys. I mean, it's a very, very budget-friendly, easy thing to do. Like, don't let it discourage you. It's so easy. As far as like the other stuff on the car, As I said, those are Speedmaster heads. There's nothing done to them. They are 100% out of the box, bolted on this car, and I've never had a problem out of them. I didn't change the springs, I didn't change the valves, nothing. And people are like, oh, you're gonna drop a valve, this and that. It hasn't happened yet. I have beat the snots out of this thing for the last year and a half, and you know what, if it happened, I deserve it, I guess, at this point, because they've been perfectly fine to me. Got a cheap aluminum 3-core radiator off of eBay. I put that way back in the day, because when I bought the car, the radiator was no good. As far as the fan, this is a fan off a Ford Taurus. It actually works extremely well. I got that for free from a mechanic shop. The little module over here went bad, but I don't need that, and they had to replace the whole fan assembly because you couldn't buy the module. Oh, let's see. Hopefully this is coming in. It's not too dark, but interior of the car, super simple. Kirky seat, that was pretty expensive. That was like 400, 500 bucks total with the harnesses, the cover, everything. I did build my own harness bar back here. So if you look, so all this is a piece of tubing. I welded 2 nuts in the ends, and the Corvette, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. There's a little notch there. I ran a bolt right through the notch into the nut, tightened it up, and there's how I did my harness bars. I painted the car myself. It was 174 bucks. I did it right behind my work. Came out pretty good if you ask me. I'm not a body man, it sucks, but I mean, from what it was to what it is, I mean, it looks great. It's got jegs wheels. I think the rears are 15 by 10s. These are 15 by 4s. I have some hand-cooked tires in the back and some dang Chinese wontons up front. I think the tires cost me 400 bucks. I have it on the list, actually. Let's see. Front wheels were 94 bucks times 2. Rear wheels were 124 bucks times 2. Tires were 392 bucks off Amazon, and I know that price is wrong now. This was a couple years ago. I got them really, really cheap. So that shows paint was 174, seats and harness were 393. Let's see. Fuel pressure regulator 43 bucks. Fuel pump is a 42 psi. It was $37.99, and I think it's $30 now on Amazon. If you are converting a different Holley carb, which I did initially, the blow-through floats with the jet extensions were only 40 bucks off eBay. The oil feed line, I get that question a lot too. So typically you run your oil feed from back here where the oil pressure sensor would be. On some small blocks, there is a plug right here, and I tapped right into, or I didn't even tap it. I just took the plug out, got a little AN fitting that fit it, ran it right up to the turbo. As far as the drain goes, I did it differently also. Most people take off their oil pan and weld it in. I took off the fuel pump block off plate, welded a dash tongue plug on it, and ran my drain right to the fuel pump block off plate. It worked really well. Oh, let's see. Once again, just the distributor is a Excel distributor. Secondhand, I got it. Has a MSD 6AL. I think I have it set at 6,000 RPM, and you can see in all my videos the thing bounces off 6,000 RPM all the time. This car just eats everything up. I get questioned a lot, what clutch, what rear end. It is the original clutch that came in the car in 1980. The rear end is the original rear end. The half shafts are the original half shafts. You'll never see me launch this thing from a dead stop unless I know I'm going to do a burnout, because I know something will fail. It needs to be upgraded. It just hasn't been on my priority list. Brakes, just drilled and slotted rotors, Lone Star calipers. Their C3 Corvettes are very prone for their pistons and their calipers to leak, so these are stainless steel pistons with O-rings in them. They've been on the car 3-4 years now, and no problems at all. Man, the paint looks really good in the video, but I'll tell you what, in person, it is not. I've never cut and buffed it, just because I don't have the patience for that. Let's see if you'll get a crack out of it. See if you can see my awesome body work. You can see these little divots. Oh, I don't know. It's not the best, but you know what? I did it myself, and I'm proud of it. My hood. I get a lot of questions about my hood. So, back in the day, I had my air cleaner sticking through the hood like a dirt track car before I turboed it. Actually, you can see the hood right there, the rest of it. So I had the air cleaner, so when I turboed it, it's like, dang, I don't have a hood at all. The problem is, running without a hood, all your airflow comes up and over the radiator. And guess what? It ain't gonna cool down. So I needed to put the hood on. So I ended up just cutting the factory hood right in half. It actually turned out pretty cool. I really like it. Someday I will get a full hood and like cut all the turbo out and shit. I just haven't found a good deal on it, because once again, it's a budget. My headlights, that's kind of cool. I'll show you that quick. My headlights, I deleted the pop-up headlight assemblies. I put in some wire mesh. Down in there, there's LED bars. That's what I have. Kind of looks cool. They don't work the best, but if I put bigger bars, they're just single row. Probably should put some like dual row back there, and it would work pretty good. All right, guys. So that's basically it. Hopefully this solves a lot of questions. Hopefully this can help some people out. I tried to make it as short and sweet to the point. I tried to make it as informative as possible. If you guys are wondering about those Amazon parts and stuff, don't be discouraged to try them out. I did. It's worked out fine for me. I'm not saying this is the fastest car, and I'm not saying it runs absolutely flawless, but you know what? It's been reliable. I haven't had any failures at all on any of those parts. To tell you the truth, with everything, with buying the car, painting it, everything, I have right around $4,000 into the whole entire build. That's include purchasing the car, wheels, tires, turbo, carburetors, seats, everything is what that cost me. So anybody can do this thing. It's just all about finding the right deal, being patient. I mean, it's taken me 4 years to get the car to this point right here. And it'll only continue to grow. I'll never be done with it. I'll always change it up. If this setup blows up, I'm gonna probably go ahead and do something else. With a different motor, I might do a big block or something. I have a 454 laying around. Slap that in there. See what it does. So thanks for watching. Here's some video clips of the car making pulls from the interior, exterior, just kind of messing around, stuff I had laying on my phone. Thanks for watching, guys.